Hello, how are you? I'm sorry I'm late. I did go on, but unfortunately, my son decided to call me on Messenger from Canada and he completely took my signal off, even though I closed all my notifications. So, fingers crossed, no one else rings now. Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a long time since I've seen you. Um, can't wait to get going. I'm hoping we're live. Um, I'm trying to get on my laptop so I can see you and chat with you, but at the moment it doesn't seem to be working that well. So what we're doing tonight is, I thought, as I haven't been here for a long time, it seems like I haven't been here forever. I'm going to start off with something really, really simple and easy, just to get us going again. Yes, I'm going to be doing it regularly. It's about time, I hear you say. So hopefully we're going to enjoy it, going to have some fun. But at the moment, I can actually see what we're doing, who's here. So I'm afraid I'm very sorry. But I'm hoping you're there and I'm hoping you're going to be joining in, okay? So I'll try all my best to get live, but at the moment, it isn't working. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Never mind. Anyway, I hope you can see us. I really do hope you can see me. I know Faith was on a couple of minutes ago. I'm saying, but I don't know if we are now. So I'm going to crack on anyway and just hope we are live. Okay. So do try and say hello. I'm saying I'm going to keep going until I get my screen up, I'm afraid. So it's very hard because I'm gone onto my laptop, and on my laptop it doesn't come up live. If that makes any sense at all, I cannot get it live up on my screen no matter what I do to it. So I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm hoping you can see me. Bear with me. I'm trying very hard to get you live here. Bear with. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm very, very much hoping we are live now. Okay, let's have a look. Bear with, bear with. Right, I can see the screen now. Right, I just need you to tell me if you can hear me. Okay, if you can hear me, that would be great. Just give me a little thumbs up or just say hello. Oh, we've got a comment here. Hold on. If I can get the comments up. I'm working in the kitchen, you see, because I'm working in the kitchen. Yay! Hi, Sheila. Hi, Sylvia. Oh, thank you ever so much for joining me. Donovan. It's a lovely name. I like that name, Donovan. Yes, I can see. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As I say, lovely to be back. Has been a while. I did retire. No, I retired in October to be a carer for my mother. But I miss crafting so much. I have been doing bits and bobs. I've been doing some show prep for the wonderful Lou Sims and for personal impressions. So I've just been doing little bits here and there. But I really wanted to get on a schedule of lives. I promise this. I said I'd come on in July, and here I am. Okay, so we're going to get started. Let me just get down there. Oh, yes. Hi, Helen. Right, okay. There we go then. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. Okay. I don't know how far behind you are on my tablet. Right, what we're going to do, I have got here, I got off my local cafe. It's an old tomato tin, which I've soaked off the label. Simple as that. I'm going to be using some, I'm using Cadence, so I'm using the hybrid paint, and I'm using this old lace, what Dantel is in Turkish. Didn't know I could speak another language, did you? Only one word. So this is going to be old lace. So I love that. So we're going to use that onto the first coat. We're going to be using. I found this rice paper actually. I had left from a show before, and I just thought it's very pretty, very shabby chic. From Cadence again, look at with a foil on it, and I thought I'd go really, really well. I'm going to use part of the image, and I thought maybe we could pull out some roses as well on here. But again, very, very simple, easy project today. I grabbed a stencil, excuse me. I grabbed a stencil from my collection, my Cadence stencils, old ones, very battered. Can you see? I've had it a long time, but I do love it, okay? I try my best to keep it in good condition, but it's been used so much now. I really want a new one. And then I'm going to apply my paint using my favourites, my sponge daubers. Okay, so we're going to be using these to put the paint on because it gives us a bit of texture as well. I'm just going to paint a bit of a shake here and move our rice papers out of the way. And I've also got my hairdryer, so I will mute it when the hairdryer is on because you can't hear what I'm saying anyway. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this. Oh, that lovely and creamy. Here we go. Lovely and creamy paint. I love hybrids because, you know, they're, haven't used this one for a while. They are fully versatile, go on any surface, absolutely a joy to work with. They blend beautifully. You can create your own custom colours with them. They go onto wood, MDF, your glass, your fabric, with heat set them onto fabric. But there's so much we can do with them. I just love them. So we're going to get cracking, right? I'm just going to... Here we go. Using my sponge dauber now, we're going to really cover this paint pot really, really quickly. But you can see by using the sponge dauber how much coverage you get and how quickly you can get the coverage on here, okay? Here we go. So I'm just going to pat that all over. Can you also, I don't know if you see it, can you see how we're getting that wonderful texture using that sponge? And that's what I like about a sponge, is I can get that texture. So if I'm doing it on a canvas, I love to use a sponge to get texture. If I'm working onto glass, again, I love to get the texture using the sponge, okay? Because you get a sort of airy bits in it, you know, which gives it that wonderful texture. As usual, I'm not wearing gloves. You know I'm going to get messy. I love to get messy. Here we go. So I'll pop that in there, pressing that down in around the rim. There we go. Now, normally I like to do a double coat when I'm working onto metal, onto bare metal. I don't bother priming. You don't need to prime. We've got special bonders into these paints. So priming really is up to you. That's a personal choice, okay? But you don't have to, because these are designed to go onto shiny surfaces as well. And that is why we love a hybrid paint in this range, okay? Here we go. So popping that on. Now I'm working in quite dark light here. I mean, you can't see it because I put the camera probably on a light setting. But I'm having to, because every time I put my overhead light on, it gets shadows, and all you can see is a shadow of my overhead camera on my phone. Makes it sound posh, overhead camera. It's my telephone. Okay. So just put a coat onto there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry that. I've got my hairdryer here. And I'm going to mute the sound just while I dry that. Hiya, Jane. Hi, Val. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. I want to sort of get our community going again, you know, and really get back at my old friends. I've missed you all. I really have missed doing the shows, and this is my sort of nearest thing I'm going to be doing in the near future. Okay, I'm just going to mute my camera, There you go. So we'll do that first bit now. If you don't like the texture, I want to tell you, if you don't like this texture, Okay, what you can then do is you can do it first with that, but what you can do is you can give it a smoother finish by painting it on with a brush. So if you like that smoother finish, I like the more vintage feel, I like that texture, because I think it also picks up, if you want to do some distressing on it, it picks up that texture. It gives a wonderful scent, especially if you're doing a shabby chic, okay? Now what I'll do now, I'm going to do a quick second coat, because I can still see silver, but I'm doing a lot lighter, okay? So this time I'm just dabbing a very light coat on. Okay, so that we can then crack on. So I'm only taking a little bit of paint this time at a time. Okay, but just to cover up that last bit of tin that I can see, because I've got lots of grooves in it. You've got to get into those grooves, okay? I mean, I'm doing a large tin here, but you could do wonderful pot plant holders. Doing this with your small bean tins, your tomato tins. Also do wonderful pen holders with them. You can do wonderful wind chimes with them. You can decorate them all up, give it a coat of varnish, and then you can actually make wind chimes by lotting them together with string of different sizes. So much you can do with an old tin. I love the recycling part of this. There we go. So what I'm trying to do is, as we go along on our adventure together now, I want to be able to give you some ideas as we go along and what else you can do with that technique, what else we can do with that piece, not just what we're doing with it at that time, okay? So I want you to go away with several different ideas of what you can do with that one project. You know, and we don't like something that does one thing. We want something to be able to do 3 or 4 things, one product. You know, 3 or 4 different ideas with it. That to me then is value for money. It really is. And that's what I get using these products, okay? And as you know, I'm a Cadence girl. So, there we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But you can see I'm doing a very thin coat here. I'm hardly touching it. But I don't want that silver colour to shine through too much, okay? I mean, you may like that. It actually can give a nice effect if you just when it's dry, sand it back and just pick out the ridges of silver. And then you get more of a contemporary feel to it then, you know. So there's lots we can do with it. You could then brush it over with a different colour and just catching those ridges. That would look wonderful, wouldn't it? So, here we go. Our old tin, nearly done. So, I'm going to give that a quick dry again. So I am going to mute the thing. The last thing you want to hear is blasted with a hairdryer in the noise. I wish I had a volume button on my hairdryer. And you know I use hairdryer because I find it's a lot better with the paints. It doesn't bubble them, because with a heat tool, you can sometimes overcook it and then it can bubble. So certain techniques, you want that technique. If you want that effect, that is great. But I find with the paints, a hairdryer does the job better, okay? So I'm just going to blast this, okay? I'll be on side. There you go. We're back again. So now we've got our tin. Can you see that? So easy. Look at the texture. I hope you can see the texture on there. Just by dabbing it, that doorbell, you get a beautiful texture. So you don't have to have extra pastes on. You don't have to have lots of layers on there. But if you use your little sponge, you're going to get the textures. It gives you that vintage feel. So on your canvas, on your card making, you know, all your surface, you can do it under glass and you get this wonderful vintage. It's like a really, really tiny version of the Cadence Vintage Legend by just using the paint dauber. It's just the way you apply it that you can get different effects, okay? But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of rice paper on it. It's going to be really, really simple, okay? So let's get the rice papers. So I already had this one left over from a show. Beautiful. You see the beautiful foiled details on there. I hope you can see the shine. My light is terrible, I know, but look at the shine of that foil, isn't it? And it came as A3 sheet, but I've just taken that out. Now, I'm only going to use in the sort of almost 7/8 of it. I'm very technical there, 7/8. So I'm going to use the Cadence Magic Bond and Seal to apply it. It's our glue or our decoupage. This is for all hard surfaces, okay? It's not for your fabric because it isn't washable, okay? So we're just going to use, and I'm using the matte one here. You can get it in matte, gloss, or satin. So I'm just using this, the matte one, okay? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pop some. Oh, I can hear my husband in there talking to my son. Here we go. There we go. And my husband retired recently, a couple of weeks ago, and he's already got a two-day work day coming up. So this retirement lark isn't quite a retirement, is it? So we're going to pop that there. There we go. Pop some glue, and then we're going to seal it over the top. Now, I am going to, I've got a little ridge on my tin. I want to seal that into that to make sure that bonds to that surface, okay? So I'm running the glue, make sure I've got good coverage in those ridges, okay? Should get good coverage. Yep, and then over the top, gently. Always do it gently, centre outwards. That way, if you keep doing like this, you're going to pull the edges up and you're going to tear them, okay? So we want to make sure that that is bonded to that surface beautifully. So now you don't also want to go over the image too much whilst it is wet, because what happens is you'll start pulling the colour off, okay? Same with any rice paper. You will start, because you're softening it, you will start pulling the colour out, fading the colour, and we don't want that, okay? I want this beautiful black and white image to stay crisp and clear. I don't want it to fade, okay? I know we're doing shabby chic, but I don't want to fade it straight away. Okay, so again, gently from the centre out, to stop us getting any edges in here. Pop that. Okay, whoops. God, my husband's very loud in there. They're enjoying themselves far too much on that FaceTime. I don't know, you probably will know my son lives in Canada. He's been living out there for a few years now. He absolutely loves it. But they're very loud. He's very loud when they get together on the phone. So there you go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That could be any rice paper, okay? But what I can do is I'll sand that off. We can sand that off at the end if I can find a bit of paper. But for now, because it's wet, I can tear it. There you go. If you want a nice clean finish to something though, you're going to let it dry and then you're going to sand it back with an emery board, or I like to use my emery sponge. There we go. Which I always cut into smaller pieces when I get it, because then I can use it for other things. There you go. So we've got our first image on there. Okay. Hiya Lou, how are you? Thanks for coming. Hiya Lynn, how are you doing? There we go. I'm trying to learn, because I'm very bad at being able to read and do things at the same time. But I am trying very hard to learn to do that, because I think it's rude not to answer you. Okay. Lou's good at that sort of thing. I'm not. I can't concentrate. I can't multitask like I used to be able to multitask. Right, so we've got our first image on there. Can you see? I'm hoping you can see that. I mean, because of the light. I will try and get better light, but I can't set my lights up in the kitchen, I'm afraid. So, but look at that, though. Beautiful image. A lovely little bit of gold there as well. I'm going to put that to one side. We're going to need something else. We need another image there. So what it is, I've got the rice paper. Another piece of the foiled rice paper. I mean, I got this from Personal Impressions. Okay. It's Cadence again, A3, but I'm only going to take out little areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a brush and we're going to do some water tearing. That's the way to do it. When you want to get a nice soft edge, I mean, I cut this one out, but I mean, if you want a nice soft edge, then you're going to use water. It gives you a gorgeous, and it really does blend into things. You get that soft edge on it with your rice papers. Now, this is a printed rice paper, just to make it easier for you. Okay, this is a printed rice paper. So, yes, you can do it from the front, but you have got ink on here, to be honest. So the easiest way to do your images is to do it from the back, because it's just rice paper on the back, okay? So we're going to get some water out first, it's not working. We are going to do ours from the back, because it's easier to put the water to absorb, to pull apart on the back of the printed rice papers than it is on the front. Okay, so I can then hold down my main image, and I'm just going to pull this out. And really, you're going to nibble at it till the size you want it. But it does depend on what you're doing, because you may not have a lot of area around where you can maybe blend it in with your paint. Okay, so take that into consideration, because if you've got colour around an image and you're working on a light background, you'll want to blend that in. And if you've got a lot of colour around your image, it's going to be very hard for you to blend it in perfectly. Okay, so I've got this now. Now we've got a nice light background. Okay, but what I want to do is I'm going to take this, put a bit more water around here, and I'm going to start nibbling into that. Can you see? I'm nibbling away. I don't know any other term I can describe it as. It's nibbling. Okay, so I'll leave a little bit of lighter bit showing, but where it's got a darker bit of colour, I am taking a lot of the excess paper away, because I don't want too much of a line as we're going through it. Okay, plus I get that lovely feathered edge then around my image. There we go. Got a very fine spray on my water bottle. So again, on the back, it takes the water better. And then there, I'm just holding my image where I don't want it to tear, and just nibbling around the outside of my fingers. Okay. Shouldn't really pull his antennae off. That's a bit cruel, isn't it? But I always put them back on with a pen. I'm rubbish. There we go. There we go. So that's like we've got a one image there. So I'm only really concentrating on the front tonight. Okay. So I think I'm going to add, if you've got roses here, I want to add a bit of an embellishment up there as well. Okay. So we're going to get our glue again. Now this glue, now I love this because it's for your hard surfaces. It's a glue and a sealer. But what you can also do to those, put dispense them out the pot and then use some glitters or some mica powders, and then you get a beautiful glaze with it as well. Okay, so don't just think it's a glue. You can make wonderful glazes, and they're great for adding different textures and things to your journaling and things like that, or on top of your images. If you want a little bit of glitter on top of your image, you can add it to this glue as a glaze. Okay, there you go. Another way of using it. Okay, so I'm just blending that, and I'm being gentle because I don't want to take the colour off of this, and I don't want to leave a patch where I've put too much glue on and taken the colour out. Okay, there you go. And the cream blends in. So now we've got our beautiful butterfly on the side there, together with there. Okay, now I could carry on and pull out maybe another bird or another flower, but really, can I just be, I'll be honest, I want to save that for something else. So you may have another project coming up with that paper on it. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a quick blast. So I'm going to pop the mute on. I don't think you'll want to hear it, but I'll leave it on. So excuse the noise. So now we've got that drying. The reason why I need to dry it because I want to put a little bit of stencil in here, and if I put it onto wet paper and you pull up stencil, you're going to pull up your paper. It isn't dry. Okay, you don't decide which. I don't think my surfaces are even, so I'm going to put on that. There you go. My house, the house that Jack built, it really is. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a stencil. I'm going to put a little bit of black. I've got a little bit of black paint somewhere. Okay. Black. I'm thinking black. Yeah, I put a little bit of black. I've got a little bit of a style matte paint here. Keeps it nice and flat colour. So I've got the Cadence Style Matte. I love these. They're a nice flat colour they are. They have really vintage feel. You paint with those again, you get a really vintage feel, and then I would seal it over with some of the very vintage home decor wax in the transparent. Okay, so I'm just going to get the brush here. I want to mix it in a little bit. I've got some water here. I don't want to be, I put it right in the water when I put it up there. Okay, so I'm stenciling, so I'm going to be using a stencil brush. Okay, or you could use a bit of cut and use foam, whatever you're happy with using. I always say it's whatever you're comfortable with. Just because we say this is what we use doesn't mean you have to. It means you can really create your own tools. So I've taken a little bit of paint. Now what you want to do is, I don't want a lot of paint. I'm then going to take a lot of that off onto a rag. You can always add more, but it's very hard to take it away once it's on there. Now this stencil now, it's an old one, but I think it's still, check on PI. They may still have this one. I'm trying to find the it's MA01, but that's not. Have a look on PI. So what we want to do on here is it is just a little bit of detail. So I don't want it to be very strong in the background. I don't want a lot of it. I just want highlights here and there of the writing. Can you see? So I've just got that little bit of delicate there. So if you've got a stamp with those delicate details on it, then use a stamp. But don't use it all, just use, you must have seen Lou, how she uses her stamps. You just bend them and just use a little bit, you don't have to put on the block. Okay, so I'm just going to keep just adding a little bit here, okay. I don't want to put too much on here. There we go. Okay. Alright, so can you see how we're building that design up around the top now? I want a little bit here. There we go. Do you know, I haven't even cooked dinner yet. I said to my husband, so you have to wait. You have to wait till I finish. We've got a late tea today. And we're going to watch some more of that. Something about Romans. Those about to die or something. Because we just started watching that. So Anthony Hopkins is in it. He's very old now, isn't he? There we go. It's all about gladiators, all about the building and how it worked in Rome and things. So I'm thinking maybe I could do something with a sort of a theme. I don't know, is it togas and things like that, isn't it? Gladiators, I don't know. So again, we're just adding, can you see now how we're building the details on there now, so you can see, and it just gives that little bit of in the background while we add on our other little bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm just going to, and again you can have some darker bits, some lighter bits, you know, it's whatever you want to do. I will say it's your project, no one else's, so you choose how you decorate it. Okay, well, my stencil is very well loved. Very well loved. I should really treat myself to a new one. I've just ordered myself some things off the PI actually. The new Ciao Bella. Oh, it's gorgeous. So we go on there. Let's have a look. So a bit more paint. Far too much paint there, so I'm going to very gently take the pressure off my brush. If you want to go lighter, you take the pressure, literally use your fingertip, take the pressure off your brush. The more pressure, then the heavier your stenciling will be. Okay, so again, a little bit over here. Okay. So just to give you a little bit of a, I think I want a couple of splashes there. Yeah, a little bit of a start to a pot. Can you see? So I am going to do images on the back, so I will post the picture when it is finished. But can you see? I'm hoping you've got enough light to see how it's going. Okay, put my pot there. What I'm going to do next is we're going to add in some, I want to do some distressing. So what I'm going to do is I've got some just distressing paste, but you could use some brown paint or black paint, whatever you want to do. So what I'm going to do is I want to do the edge around here. So this is sort of giving you the sort of peeled paint effect, really. So I just got a little bit down here. Now you don't need a lot. Whatever you're using, it could be wax, it could be your paint, you know, it could be anything like that. I'm using distress paste here. And then we're just going to sort of go around the edges and we're going to drag it down a bit. And I like to build mine rather than put lots of one layer on, okay? But what you can also do is you can put it on and then blast something with your blast it with your water. I say water pistol. You don't really blast your work a water pistol, do you? Oh dear, don't ask. So I'm just going to drag some little bit of paint. I use distress paste here just to catch bits and pieces of it. Again, you could do this in any colour you like. You could do it in, take the pink out, you could take the green, you could do the black, you could do gold. I have got gold, I'm going to show you the difference between the two. Okay, so again, just add that distress look around. I'm using very little product to do this because you don't want too much on there. Otherwise, it's just look a black, hard black line. Okay, so you can see though how it's sort of looking more distressed now by doing that. Okay, but again, it's your choice. It's whatever you want to do. It's your project. Okay, so I always say. So I'm going to do a little bit more. I don't want it everywhere, just here and there. I want it to look like the paint's rubbed off from underneath. Okay, there we go. I'm going to rub that bit with my hand as well. Here we go. Fingers are in, girls. That's what it is, ladies and gents. Fingers are in. It's the only way you can craft, isn't it? Okay. There we go. So, hoping you can see the light is terrible in here. Can you see, though, how we've added those little bit distressed details onto this now? Again, a little bit more around here. Like that. Yep. Yeah, maybe a little bit more like that. I like that. So I'm going to come down a little bit on there. There we go. And I'm going to bring that down. Smooth that across. Oh yes, fingers are coming in. I can't help it. Once I get started, fingers have got to come in. Okay. Fingers have got to come in. So now you can see, I will finish the other side. We've got that going on, yeah. But I need to add, as you know, splashes are everything. In my craft world, splashes are everything, okay? So we're going to go on with our splashes. Hi, Teresa. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Ooh. And then I'm going to add some, she says, splashes. I'm going to use, what a messy crafter. Yay, she's back. Get another brush. Use my fan brush, but that's got bitumen paint on it, so we won't be using that. So I'll use this. Get a little bit of water. That paint's dried up a bit. There you go. Okay. A little bit more water. Come on, Mandy. I should have filled my bottle up. Lost my bottle. Okay. So I just want to add in some, you know, little splashes. You know, I love to, because I always think it just gives it that vintage feel. So I'm going to do it onto the roses. So I like to do it onto my flowers. I'm going to come round here and just tilt that a little bit that way. I'm going to add it to my butterfly. Here we go. I like to add it to corners of things, you know, so I build up quite a bit of a light corner. Stay there. Leaving my main image then just a few little spots, but I do like to. There you go. I had to change my sweatshirt before I come. I said, you can't be wearing your Royal Navy one, you've got to change into your crafting one. So I have. So I get told off for craft. I get told off because it always gets too messy. Again, a little bit more around here. There we go. Isn't that lovely? That is beautiful. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to add the gold in here. I've got no pot of water here ready for my brushes. If I can just show you now, look, isn't that? Can you see the splashes on there? Especially on the roses here. It's hard to see. I will take photographs. It was completely finished for you. And what I'm going to do is I've got these, I love these, liquid leaf set. It is Cadence, but you can get others there. The 2-part set where you get your gold powder and you get your, the nasty stuff, I always call it. There you go. So, what I'm going to do here, I'm not taking that, I need a clean one for this, okay? I'm going to just reach it in to get a clean-ish spatula. That's all I'm going to say. So what I want to do first of all is I'm going to use my solvent. That's the word I was looking for. So I take a little bit of solvent. I don't want to lock. I don't want to waste any. There you go. Or, I mean, you should work with a ventilated room when you work with things like this, but I never do because I love the smell. And that's so wrong for me to say that to you. Please do it in a ventilated room. Okay, so now I'm putting the gold powder in. Okay, so this is like what you use for gilding. Okay, and you're going to mix it until you get the consistency you're after. There you go. I just want it quite. Mix that powder in. You can see it here. And mix that powder in. I might have a little bit more of my solvent base in. Hold on. I don't want to put that in. Got a little bit in there. Don't want that. There you go. That's what I want. Okay. There you go. A little more solvent in there. Right. So now it's the same as you would do with the other one. But this, then you catch the detail. Okay. So you don't want a lot on your blade. But then when you're doing it around the edges, because this is really gold. Okay. This is like your pure gilding. That's the effect. So it's really going to catch the light when you see it. When you sort of put it into the light as well. It's brilliant gold, as it would be, you know, with proper gilding. Okay. And I adore the gold effect of it. I'm only going to do it around this side, because I can finish that another time. Okay, you can see there. And I might even just do a little bit somewhere, just a very little bit, so you don't want to do it everywhere. Okay, if I do that and just catch the edges around here, or the rim of that tin, I just think it gives it that wow. Okay, but still keeping it vintage, where you only use a little bit as you're working around. I love using this on top of my recipe tinas. If you've got the cane recipe tinas, I love doing this on top of bottles and going over just to give it that final flourish on the edges. So you need to leave that to dry. But can you? I hope you can see. You've got this gorgeous rim of gold that will catch the light. I wish I could wish I had better lights for you today. But it's right on the edge, right there, and it catches beautifully when you hit the lights. There you go. So, again, quick idea for a beautiful tin. Again, it's just a bit of rubbish, really. But we like that. We like to upcycle, don't we? So now then I can put, bear with, hold on. Hold on, I'll get told off for this. It's not. I watered it, not him. So when it's finished, you can pop a plant in. Okay. I'm going to tip this up. And you have something very unique to you, because you're going to design it where you want. Imagine that sat in a bedroom on a windowsill, in a bathroom on a windowsill. It's just something different, isn't it? It's just something pretty, made out of rubbish, basically. You can even have to do that with herb tins. I mean, if I was going to, it's okay for this tin, but if I was going to use this and put a watered plant in, what I would do, I'm going to put that back before I get told off before he sees it. Okay. I can water that later on. What I would do, I know it's a tin, but what I like to do is I would like to give that a coat of something like a yacht varnish inside, and then it'll make it really protected, stop it going rusty. I noticed these are great, these tomato tins, because they're already painted and sealed, but you know, just a thing. But look at that, isn't that? Do you like it? I hope you like it. I know I haven't done anything for a while, so I enjoyed just doing a quick project for you. Okay. But I am hoping to do a lot more sort of upcycling, recycling, getting back to doing jeans for you. We've got clothes. I've got all sorts planned. But using the techniques, you can take across lots and lots of your crafts. I've got shoe bags to be done, recycle things for you. So lots and lots of going on. I'm sorry you can't see me. I haven't got a camera. Well, I say I haven't got it. I can't find it. It's buried in my craft room. I haven't got my other camera to go in front of me, but I'll get that sorted hopefully before next time. So keep an eye out. Hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if I kept you too long. Okay. But I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's quick. I said it's going to be quick and easy today. I will finish this tin and I will photograph it with his plant in it. There you go. It was my plant actually, but he chose the pot, so I thought I'd let him have the plant. There you go. So that is it for today. I'll say next time you will see me. If there's anything you'd like me to do, any projects, pop in the comments. I'm quite happy to do whatever you want. Okay, so if you've got an idea of, oh, can we do a ceramic, or can we do an old glass, or can we do a canvas, or can we do something on denim? Can we do anything you want? You suggest it, I will get onto it. Okay. So anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Thank you. I think it's great to be back. Had a wonderful time. I have really missed you and missed this, so I will be back very soon. But for now, you take care, you stay safe, and keep an eye out on the page for the next date. But for now, though, I'm going to say cheerio.